Uh, I just stopped watching something. I watched it for a little bit. It was very interesting. I got a comment on a video a little earlier telling me that Jabba was going to go live with Jeff over at Mako, and they were going to hash things out. I wasn't going to bother, but I admit my curiosity got the best of me. So I went. And then that guy from Poor Boys Speed Shop jumped in. Then some other guy jumped in. I don't know who you are. But what I heard I can really relate to. A lot of good points were made. You know. Jabba once again denying he's a racist. First he said he never said the N-word. That somebody used AI to make it look like he said it. Then I do recall I saw it myself. Put up a video saying, "Oh yeah, well, I said it, but it's just a slip of the tongue. It doesn't make me a racist." Let me tell you something from my experience in life with people. You want to find out what someone's really about, get them really drunk or get them really pissed off. Then it comes out. I've been pissed off at people. I never ran to a racist sore. I'd call him a fucking asshole. People have walked out in front of me, cut me off in cars. They've been black, white. I don't know if they were gay or straight, whatever. It doesn't matter. All I know is somebody cut me off and I got pissed off. Say, look at this fucking asshole. I never once thought of calling them a racial slur. But that's what Jabba ran straight to. Instinctively came right out. Then they got into his medical conditions. I don't know if it's still going on right now. But I have some things to do and I want to get this out of the way now because now you're not going to hear from Uncle Brian for a while. Oh, and by the way, I'm already prepared for when I get home from the hospital tomorrow for the next few days. Generic works very good, pain reliever. Is it ibuprofen or acetaminophen? Uncle Brian lifts us, and I'm good to go. I don't need no Vicodin and Percocet and shit like that. Anyway, and then he offered up one excuse after another about everything, saying, well, what he says doesn't come out right because he listens to too much about it. He pretty much, once again, blamed other people for the way he is. Blamed other people for the fucked up things he says. Blamed other people. Get to his health. I admit that's, like I said, only two people in here really ticked me off. Crypt Keeper, using sick, suffering, dying children at St. Jude's Hospital as clickbait to build a channel to make money for himself with a claim and a promise of a 318 engine build. To me, that goes even lower than Jabba. Can't get any. That motherfucker's gonna reach up on a stepladder to scratch a snake's fucking belly. And due to my late sister Heidi that passed away a little over 2 years ago with her ovarian cancer, what she went through for 2 years up until she passed. She never talked about it. She was on Facebook communicating with friends she liked. Her Pat Benatar, man. And I'm going to do something for her this Valentine's Day. Every Christmas, my brother and I, we put a bouquet of flowers at her grave, even though, I'm not big into the aspect of heaven and whatnot. But hey, doesn't hurt. Just in case she is watching from somewhere, she'll know that me and my brother thought about her. And for her birthday, for Mother's Day, her two sons, my two nephews, leave something on her grave. She never talked about her ovarian cancer on Facebook. She didn't go looking for sympathy. She didn't crave attention. She just interacted with people, had fun, shared music. She loved Pat Benatar. As much as thinking about my sister puts a smile on my face, it hurts me. Because she's not here. She never got to see my grandsons, sorry. She never got to see my grandsons, my Adi and my Benji, her nephews. Valentine's Day, since I've been with Auntie Billy, she gets a dozen roses. And even before I met Auntie Billy back in Arizona, both my daughters always got a dozen roses for Valentine's Day. Their mom, my ex-wife, also got a dozen roses. This year, there'll be an extra dozen roses. And I'm going to leave it on my sister's grave. You know, Jabba talked about, he had an excuse for everything. A fucking excuse for everything. Even if he's saying the wrong thing about his health, it's because his doctors didn't give him the right information. Or his doctors didn't give him the right medication. When it comes to a stent, I know. My father had a heart attack, and then he had a problem with blocked arteries. He needed a stent. And you're laying down, you're sedated where you're like kind of semi-conscious. You're not really aware of what's going on. And you don't do it standing up. Nobody has it done standing up. But Jabba said, oh, that's what his doctors told him. Every time you hit him with something, he has someone to blame because he said the wrong thing. In every instance, that's just how he responds. It's not his fault. He said something wrong. They told him the wrong thing. Now he's blaming his doctors. Came to medication, nitroglycerin. I'm old enough to have had a great-grandmother. I had a great-grandmother. She died when I was 7 years old, my vovó Silva. She came from the old country and never spoke a word of fucking English. I speak tu falo português, meu pai sabe jogar o quê? O brincadeira aqui não tem no tamanho. I speak fluent Portuguese. I had a lot of older relatives, great aunts, great uncles. Some of them learned English over the years. Some of them never spoke a word of English, and I spoke a lot of Portuguese when I was a kid around family, at family gatherings and events. And great aunts, great uncles. And I had a couple of great aunts that had heart attacks. A couple almost died. And they took nitroglycerin. I remember seeing it. They're little tiny pills that look like a fucking BB. They carried that was their lifesaver. They carried that with them everywhere they went, 24 hours a day. When they felt something coming on, you know. I remember we're at I think it was a Thanksgiving, my grandmother's house. And one of my great aunts, my grandmother's sister, my great aunt Laura, many times I'd see her pop those pills. She'd be talking, all of a sudden her eyes would start and she'd get a little, she'd be fidgeting in her purse, pull out that bottle, pop it under her tongue, sit back, and then she was okay after a few minutes. Jabba doesn't have any nitro, but he's got a bad congestive heart failure. He has COPD, but he doesn't have a CPAP. He smokes cigarettes. Doesn't have a lung specialist. He has a heart specialist that doesn't prescribe him nitroglycerin pills for his congestive heart failure. Oh no, that's because of his water retention. Every time they hit Jabba with something, he went off in another direction and found a way to blame a doctor misdiagnosing him or a doctor giving him the wrong medication for his condition. Then I shut it off. I don't know, maybe they're still going at it right now. And some other guy came on, you know, I don't know who he is. He raised a lot of good points, you know. People that have had these conditions themselves, they've had close family members or friends that have had these conditions. You know what they have. You see what medication they take. You see what precautions they take in their life. You know, anyone with a respiratory failure, even asthma, worst thing you can do is smoke cigarettes, but he smokes cigarettes. But even that, he blames that on people. I forget who it was, either the guy from Poor Boys or the other guy. I don't know who you are. You made a lot of sense. Whoever you are, you made a lot of sense, and I can identify with a lot of what you said. And I agree with it, because it's factual, you know. Jabba lights up another cigarette. One of them mentioned, oh, here you are. You got respiratory problems. Here you are smoking a cigarette. Even that he blames on other people. Oh, because you guys are getting me all worked up. That's why I smoke. Jabba smokes because other people make him smoke, because they make him upset. They make him aggravated and agitated. That's why Jabba smokes. Jabba has an excuse for everything. He finds a way to blame other people for everything. Everything except himself. Anyway, I'm ready. I got some things to do today. I won't be doing much around here for the next 2 or 3 days. I'll be a little uncomfortable. That's gonna help. Uncle Brian with this. That'll help. I'm not big into Vicodin and Percocet and all that shit. They don't agree with me. I had something done one time when I had my gallbladder out a long time ago. They gave me pain medication. Was it Vicodin? Oh, a different name. You know, generic. Same shit. Generic have different name. I think I took it for one day. For some reason, it makes me upset. Upset stomach. I want to puke. I said, fuck this shit. You know what I did? I took ibuprofen, acetaminophen, had an Uncle Brian lift it, and I got through it. But anyway, man, I tell you, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, but I was not surprised. Jabba just laid off blame in every direction he could possibly lay blame on. Took no responsibility for anything he's ever said, anything he's ever done. Now he's even blaming doctors, misdiagnosing him, prescribing the wrong medications. Unfucking believable. I am surprised he did that, though. I am very surprised. I would have never known about it if it wasn't for, who the hell was it? Guns and Gears. You and I have had our little differences here and there, but we get along okay. You know, I guess that's how adults handle things. You know what I mean? You work little things out. They don't turn into big things, and everything remains peaceful. Everybody's never going to agree with everybody on everything all the time. But if you handle it like adults, you know, it works out. Some people, when they behave like a child, like Jabba, you treat them like a fucking child. They get what they deserve. You know what I mean? It's what's appropriate based on the person, their character, their nature, their personality. Is everyone perfect? Fuck no. I'm far from it. But I've lived long enough to adopt an understanding of certain people, what they're about. You know what I mean? Who has a good heart? People that are not a racist, a bigot, a sexist. People that are not attention-starved. People that don't have a big ego, a big narcissism, they're self-centered. They're on the internet because they're just trying to get something out of it for themselves. People like that, people like Jabba, they're very easy to identify. And you don't have to go looking for it. They themselves expose it to the public here.